Good morning, good afternoon, good day. Hello, it's so good to see you. I'm Charleene. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Tell me where you're joining us, where you're coming in from today. I see some wonderful, happy, bouncing faces here on Insight Timer, and saying hello to our friends over on YouTube as well. Hi, Brenda. Good to see you. Brenda says, it's your birthday today. Oh my goodness, on a beautiful total lunar eclipse. That is fantastic. Happy birthday, Brenda. Everybody help me sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brenda. Happy birthday to you. Woohoo! That's amazing. I hope you have the most beautiful day. Birthdays are very, very, very special. Larry, hi Larry, it's good to see you. Joining us from Northern California. Oh, I'm glad you are here. Brenda, you are most welcome. I think I see City down there. Who else do I see? So many wonderful faces. Ooh, today is a big day. Besides the fact it's Brenda's birthday. Today, as Brenda said, it is a total lunar eclipse. We've been in an eclipse cycle. We've been on this eclipse axis moving between Taurus and Scorpio, having eclipses bouncing back and forth since November of 2021, and it'll be here until October of next year, 2023. So we're smack dab in the middle of that. Lunar eclipses are really interesting because where solar eclipses actually open these portals of possibility and bringing in new things. I mean, it's an outward sort of energy, right? It's the masculine energy. It's an outward moving energy. The lunar eclipse is a very feminine type of energy, and so we feel these lunar eclipses a little more intensely in our energy bodies, in our electrical system. Truly, it gets into the nervous system sometimes. So they're also a time of completion. So whilst the solar eclipses are about expanding out, entering possibilities, the end of that cycle is the lunar eclipse, and that's where we are right now. So we're moving into a place of revelation, where many things become much more apparent, and we're also able to really tap into that which is us, the truth of who we are in this moment. That had been illuminated since this past May. So we're actually, from the solar eclipse, coming into now this completing of the lunar. So we're coming into the ending of this cycle, and like all cycles, they have to end so something new can be reborn. It doesn't make endings easy. Doesn't make endings comfortable. In fact, if you're feeling discomfort right now, you're probably not alone. But it does make it necessary. Very necessary. And there's actually power in that dissolution. So, yeah, very interesting time right now. Hi, Sarah. Good morning. I'm so glad you're joining us. Sarah joins us from Mexico. Yes, happy eclipse day to you as well. Hi, Dorothy, joining us from Scotland. Hi, my friend, good to see you. Oh, you're feeling poorly with COVID last week. This will give you a boost, 100% for sure. I do hope you're feeling better, Dorothy. Speaking of closing of cycles, we're going to count that today you are closing out that cycle of being your physical body having gone out of balance and starting a new cycle, about to come back into balance. We're going to claim that for you, Dorothy. Hi, Monica. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, I hope you are well. Hi, Anon. People dropping from your life like flies as you stand in your power. No more dimming your light for others' comfort. Well, it's funny you mention that. So one of the things that really happens, that really becomes illuminated during the lunar eclipse, is your truth. And we are in a season of truth. You might be noticing that all around you in the world today. And this is an opportunity where things become very clear to you. They can become very clear. So there's a lot going on in the sky, which I'll talk about in a second and kind of elucidate on that. But yeah, 100%. That's exactly what happens. And I appreciate you sharing that. Sometimes it's good whenever we're able to share within especially in this community, of being able to say, hey, this is what's up for me. Oh yeah, that's going on for me too. There's affirmation to know that we're, sometimes, although we feel alone, we never are. We are never alone. We are always upheld and supported. So thank you for sharing that. Hi, City. Rich rising to you as well. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's good to see you. I like your green hearts. Peace and rich rising, everyone. That's such a beautiful sentiment, a beautiful way to start the day. This bowl's doing something a little exciting. Hi, Tea Lady Nat. Good morning. I always wonder what the brew is for the day. You and your teas. I always think of cherry. Dorothy, of course, of course. Hi, Claire. Blessings. Claire joins us from Colorado. We're so glad you're here. Thanks for being here, Claire. Hi, Violet. Good morning, my friend. Sending love to you in New York. I hope you are well. Did anybody get to see the lunar eclipse this morning? So it started Eastern time about 4:09 and kind of finished around 6:24 a.m. this morning Eastern. We got up, but it was very, very cloudy. So, hi, Lori. How are you, Lori? It's so good to see you. Lori joins us from Madison, Wisconsin. Oh, amazing. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Jane with a Y. Good for you to be here as well. I'm glad you are here. Jane's from California. Anon, yes. And you loving the truth that you're having for yourself. Lots of clarity, loving it, good. Feeling more connected than ever with Source, who always has about 100%. You know, it's interesting. If we profess that Source always has our back, always, that also means that the only thing that ever gets in our way is us. Which is a wonderful mixture of depressing and empowering. So, it's true though. Thanks for sharing that. Tea Lady Nat, ginger milk tea. Between your tea and Dorothy's cakes, sounds amazing. Monica, you did see it, and you didn't sleep much. You did get to see the eclipse. Fantastic. It was a very powerful one that we feel. Yeah, Laura, you saw it too. It was cool to see. Larry, you had clouds and rain all night there. But it was worth it, Monica. Cool. But Dorothy, you didn't see it, but you felt it. Yeah. Intense. Yeah, very intense. I'm finding in some ways there's a strong intensity around this full moon because it's connected, because of how it connects with Scorpio and some of the other aspects, which I'll dive into now. But it's also actually been a little gentler than I think I was anticipating. And it's because it's in Taurus. The moon's in Taurus. And Taurus is a very sensitive, calming energy and sign that was supporting this eclipse. So thank goodness for that. So counting that blessing. Brenda, you're in Korea and you saw the blood moon at the beach tonight. Oh my goodness, I bet that was amazing. Totally life-changing. Perfect, too. Birthday moon. Hi, Heather from Los Angeles. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. I'm Charleene. It's nice to meet you. Hi, Tanya. Is it Tanja? Tanya from Israel. Forgive me if I've mispronounced your name. Do tell us how to pronounce it correctly. Listen to that. Pitch just changed. Wow. Lunar eclipses do funky things for the bowls. Hi, Amelia. Good day from northern Finland. Eclipse wasn't visible there, but the sun was also had set about an hour here before. Wow. Yeah, needing this energy to survive from the upcoming darkness. Good. There's a season for everything in life, for sure. It's how do we walk with each of these seasons. That's one of the interesting things, too, about this eclipse is that this, especially because right now, so let's just talk about the eclipse. So what's happening is that we do have it's a full moon, obviously, and a total lunar eclipse. And it's happening, excuse me, where the moon is sitting opposite of the planet and the planet. What day is it? Because it feels like Friday. You ever have Friday brains where your brain doesn't work? But I know it's not Friday. So, rewind. This is me clearing my brain. Okay, thank you very much. So the moon is sitting opposite of the planet. It was casting a shadow from the sun. So the sun right now is sitting in Scorpio, a very intense sign, right? But sitting beside the sun is Mercury and the planet Venus. So there's a lot of intensity there. So on the other side of this equation is the moon. And sitting next to, or conjunct just means next to, the moon is Uranus. And we know Uranus is a planet of transformation. It's a planet of radical shifts and change. So it teaches us, Uranus teaches us a way to redefine ourselves in life. Did you know that Uranus is the only planet that actually doesn't spin on its axis? It rolls. It's a total rebel. I mean, it does its own thing in the universe. And that's the energy that it shines, it bestows, it kind of sprinkles on us here on Earth, and that's how we interact with Uranus. When Uranus is sitting so close to the moon, there's an intensity of this transformative energy in our inner workings, our inner world with the moon. You know, the lunar side representing that softer feminine aspect. So we have all these different things going on. So Mercury sitting next to the sun really heightens our need for communication. So you may be asking the universe, right, you know, I need some knowingness, because something that's lit up in me, which goes back to the moon and Uranus, is saying I need to find a more truthful, authentic version of myself. I'm really looking at relationships, commitments, how I move in the world in a certain way. Speaking of commitments, so not opposite, technically square, but across, if we're looking at this pie in the sky, right? So we have the moon over here, we have the sky, or the sun over here. Sitting opposite, square to that, is Saturn. Saturn, the taskmaster of the universe. The intense dude who shows up and is like, you need to get your act together. What's going on in your life? And he brings this very grounded approach that we can welcome or not, towards understanding the importance of things that do work and the things that don't work. So all of these influences right now are tingling us in certain ways. And because we're dealing with that lunar eclipse, we're feeling it in our energy body. So right now, it's all about feeling. And the benefit of this eclipse, really where we can use the energy of the eclipse, is to find peace and stillness, like Taurus, in the constant transformations of life, Scorpio. That's the energy that we're really sitting in between, literally, right now. So anytime that we can welcome in these messages of stillness, of understanding. So for instance, Mercury, we're asking for signs. Venus, also sitting nearby Mercury and the sun, its influence in Scorpio really brings this empowered, grounded, divine feminine aspect. And when the divine feminine shows up, if you ask a question, you get an answer. And it's usually wise if, rather than saying, well, are you sure that's I don't know if that, no. When the divine feminine, which is right now the energy we're getting with Venus, goddess of beauty, love, the arts, intelligence, luxury, abundance, is sitting in Scorpio. Think of Scorpio as the detective of the astrological scene. He's always getting to the bottom, wants to dive all the way down, 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 kind of connecting to what we might call the shadow side, or the underworld side, the underbelly, because that's where more truth is revealed, right? So when you've got these aspects happening, when the divine feminine shows up and says, this is your sign, it's usually wise if we say, okay, cool, and we take it. Because everything in this energy right now is being very supportive for us to very quickly and purely connect to our true intuition. So there's not much going on in the sky right now. There's lots going on. It's an intense time, but it's also a beautiful time. But it's a time that's really encouraging us to sit more into our stillness. So why don't we begin to do that now? Find a comfortable position. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I see we have more people Joining us, hi Serkan from Istanbul. Zarida, I think from... right there. Zureda. Oh, thank you so much for your help with that. Zureda, beautiful. From Johannesburg, that's right. Good to see you. I hope you are well. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa. Tanya, yeah. Alyssa from Australia. We have a global crew today, that's for sure. So if it's your first time joining, in front of you are 13 chromatically tuned crystal singing bowls. They connect to the frequency of Gaia, of the earth. They're tuned to 432 Hertz. This note. If we extrapolate this sound all the way down to the vibration that our Mother Earth gives off at any given time, which is what we call Schumann's resonance, it's about 7.83. It sounds like this. So I welcome you now to begin to find a comfortable position, either seated or laying down. If you are seated on the floor, there's two ways to practice this. You may want to ground your sits bones into the floor. This will actually give you a much more physical connection into what we're doing. It may help you have more body type releases. If you want to work more in the subtle, the energetic realm, you may want to raise your seat just a little bit. I'm actually sitting on a kitchen hand towel that we just folded up and put under my derriere, and it lifts me up just a little bit. So what that does is that in some ways it almost deactivates the first chakra just a touch, because I really want to be working into the more subtle spaces. So pick your position, whatever's most comfortable, and you may be able to move around, to play with that. You will probably have very different experiences in these different positions. There's no right or wrong way to do this. This could be a very active meditation for you. You could just passively be listening in the background, whatever you need right now in this moment. Today, it's all about allowing revelation and reconnecting to stillness, which sounds like it's not going to be much of me speaking today. So my job is to interpret the energy that is moving around the bowls based on the energy that's going on in the sky right now and that you are bringing. We're all batteries. Beyond that sounded very matrixy, but we all carry voltage, and it's this subtle energy that we pick up on, the vibe. So based on what's going on in your biofields right now, it's my job to listen to the bowls, to see what we need to do to help us connect to revelation and stillness. We'll begin by retuning, just turning in, finding your stillness, grounding. Yeah. Before we begin to release and then receive. So just take a deep breath in right now. Sitting into this stillness. begin to invite your breath to slow down. Deepen your inhale. Elongate your exhale. Deepen it even more as you inhale, bringing in more air that can be gently focused towards a release. Slowing your breath rate begins to slow all of the other activities within our systems. Helping us connect more fully to stillness. If you don't have a regular grounding practice, you may want to think, imagine, or feel a golden cord of light descending from your very first chakra at the base of your spine. Just see it almost as a divine tail that begins to wrap down through the center of the earth all the way down into the very core of the planet, wrapping itself the very middle of our earth. This cord brings us into present time and your present location. Anything that you're ready to let go of can and will gently release down this grounding cord. Beautiful. If you're having trouble helping it feel secure, make sure you descend all the way down. Just in your mind's eye, see that you go all the way down into the core, the center part of the planet. I invite you now to bring your attention towards the place of your heart. You could even place a hand or both hands over your heart, making the connection a bit more physical. revelation am I ready to receive? You may connect it to a specific topic in life, something that you're actively seeking resolution. You may have no preconceived notion as to something that it is, that information you're ready for. It doesn't matter. Set an intention in your heart, which just means hold a thought, hold a desire to connect to a specific revelation that you need right here, right now, under the rays of this lunar eclipse. Now just planting that seed, just gently shift your attention to somewhere else in your body that feels a little stuck, feels a little heavy. You may experience it in your physical body as pain, discomfort, irritation, aggravation. You may see it in your energy body as a place that flow is not as free as somewhere else. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter how big or small, you may have more than one. Just shift your attention now to a place that you're ready to begin to find freedom. And allow the release. Follow the flow of release throughout your system, almost like a shepherd herding a group of sheep, watching the flow. If there's any stragglers, just allowing anything to let go, anything that doesn't belong. To gently find its way back home. Many of you are already beginning to connect with your revelations. And sometimes, all of us, we'd still like a more definitive answer than our own deep intuition, right? So, begin to allow yourself, just feel the energy of what would it feel like if I was open, completely open to receiving any and all information that I ever need. How does that feel in my body? What does that feel like to you? Use the sounds of the bowl to guide you to your feeling, which may be different than my feeling or your neighbor's feeling. It may feel a little different today on your birthday than it does on a day that is more mellow or melancholic. What we need to do is find the relationship of where we are and where we could be. So where are you right now? Feel your connection to all information around you, all the time, any given moment. Now from this place of receptivity, of openness, allow yourself to begin receiving very specific frequencies that connect you to your deeper truths, your revelations, your understanding of your next step. Step into the illumination. There you go. Good. Good. And breathe. information. You don't even have to know what it is. You can just feel it. You sense it. And then just gently let it go. Breathing into your heart space, almost as though you're actually taking your breath into your heart. Holding it and holding it, holding it with such gratitude and appreciation and love. Good. And then let it go. One last time, deep inhale. Filling that space of your chest, this fourth chakra. And then gently let it dissolve. Good. I invite you now to bring your attention to your first chakra. It's at the base of your spine, the Muladhara chakra. Think, imagine, or feel a beautiful ruby red. Some of you may choose a claret red or a garnet red. Find your red for today. And begin to direct that color just in your mind's eye into this first chakra. The sound that activates this root or grounding and aligning chakra is LUM. 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 Weaving in flexibility, transformation, coherence, stability. LUM. Attention gently upward to the place of your navel, your second chakra, the Svadhisthana chakra, bringing in a vibrant orange, drinking in this color of orange light. This is our place of creativity, of physical creation into the world. The sound that activates the Svadhisthana is VAM. 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 Weaving in the ideas of purity, the energy of nourishment, of charm, and merging. VAM. Beginning to shift your attention now to your solar plexus, this third chakra, the Manipura chakra, this place of heat and fire. Yeah. The sound that activates the Manipura is Ram. 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 Bringing in a brilliant yellow. You find your yellow today. Perhaps it's citrine, daffodil, sunflower, rum. Good. Stitching in the energy of desire, will, intention, destiny. Ram. Good. Moving your attention now to the place of your heart, the Anahata chakra, the fourth chakra. Here, the unstruck sound vibrates because it's the intersection between our lower and our upper physical chakras, bringing in a vibrant emerald green. You find your green today. Find a green that brings you joy. The heart chakra connects to the element of air, flowing quality to our heart. The sound that activates the anahata is yum, yum, yum. Bringing in the energy of peace, harmony, laughter, and love. Yum. Raising your attention now into the area of your throat, your fifth chakra, the Vishuddha chakra, bringing in a sky blue, a magnificent, beautiful blue, much like the color of my pants. The Vishuddha chakra, it connects with our expression, your voice in the world. The sound that activates the Vishuddha chakra is hum, hum, hum. Weaving in the energy of creativity, affluence, abundance, discernment. Hum. Gently elevating your attention now to the center point between your two eyes, your third eye, the Ajna chakra. This is your seat of intuition, a deeper knowingness. Here, we know that we know that we know. From this point, we're able to exist in the world from a place of neutrality. Yes, it's that still small voice, deeply, deeply rooted within. Bringing in an indigo color, the color of a midnight sky. The sound that activates the Ajna, your third eye, is sham, sham, sham. Bringing in the energy of integration, truth, unboundedness, knowingness, integration, truth, unboundedness, knowingness. Just then shifting ever so slightly your attention up to your crown chakra, your seventh chakra. Actually seated just a little bit above that last sixth chakra. Here, your Sahasrara chakra. Bringing in a beautiful violet color. Violet. Here we connect to the consciousness of all. Here we know, I am you, you are me. We are all one. We are all from the same source. Hence we come, hence we will return. One. Beautiful. The sound that activates this deeper connection to all is Aum. 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 Weaving in the energies of infinity, immortality, holiness, enlightenment. Aum. Taking a deep breath in and hold. Hold. Let it go. Take another deep breath in and hold. Fill your lungs, expand your lungs. Good, keep holding. And just gently exhale. Placing your hands, both hands over your heart. Seeing a brilliant golden sun. Just envision a golden sun sitting in front of you. Now bring that golden sun above your head and allow any of its rays that you're ready to receive to begin to trickle through your entire physical being. Some of you may feel, hey, I really enjoy this. Bring that whole sun, wash your entire physical space out, from top to bottom, bottom to top. Take a sun bath. The golden sun's energy is revitalizing. It also neutralizes any last thing that might you be ready to let go of, or to bring in a more meaningful, powerful, and understandable way. Good. Breathing in that golden light, however little or much you would like to take in at this moment. Drinking in the last little bit of its rays, allowing that sun to dissipate, and now sitting in pure and perfect golden silence. Begin to come back more into your physical space. Wiggle your body. Move your fingers and your nose and your toes. Fingers and your nose and your toes. And any place else it needs a little adjust. Hello. Welcome back. Hello, lunar eclipse. How are you doing, my friends? Oh my goodness. Got some stuff moving in my system. I don't know about you. How was that for you? Tell me about your experience. Goodness, everyone is so different. It's so unique. The energy today is really unique. It's really different. Oh my goodness. Well, let me let me share while you're drop in the comments how that was for you. I'd love to hear. Always interested to hear. It was so neat. Let me tell you what the bowls were sharing with us today. There seemed to be a very even flow across all of the bowls. There was not a very strong connection to a specific tonality or key. We really just kind of moved and flowed in a very peaceful kind of fluid manner across the bowls. We would vary, the bowls would, I wasn't even thinking, and I'm in the middle of changing keys and modulating and doing all these things, and I'm just like, oh, that was really interesting. And again, it was not me. The energy of the bowls really helped move us in this way, guide us in this way. It was really these kind of just beautiful moments of release, of coming back into a point of stillness, of closure. And it makes a lot of sense because remember at the beginning we were talking about how this full moon, this lunar eclipse, this closing of the cycle, because we're sitting in Taurus and in the sun in Scorpio, so the moon's in Taurus, very beautiful feeling place, and the sun, our ego, not in a defining or challenged way, but ego is in the construction of the individual in relationship to the all, right? So that's sitting in Scorpio, this place of constant investigation of the underworld, a deep diving of really getting in, a very intense. Scorpios are known to be intense, which is why we Capricorns love them, but of really getting into that intensity and that sun. So there was this perfect balance, because as an eclipse works, the Earth is sitting in between the moon and the sun, so we're really right in the middle of all of this energy. And there was just this really beautiful flow. The only thing that ever jumped out at me, which I thought was very fascinating, was this bowl. So this bowl, its node is an F. Just think of it as an F right above middle C. So F really connects us to the place that we think of as our fourth chakra, right? It connects to other places. If you feel in other places you're not doing it wrong, that's a whole other diatribe. I'm happy to get into that with you too. If you ever are curious, just reach out to me on direct message. But so this F really connects us back to this point of the heart. And like I said, the heart is actually, it's called the unstruck sound, because if you're familiar with the yantra, or a yantra is just a picture of a sound, basically. So if we look at the yantra, or the shape that we define this resonating chamber for us in, it actually looks like looks like the Merkaba, or we might see it as a six-sided star, the Star of David. It's two triangles coming together. So you have one that points up and the other one that points down, and they overlap in such a way that just by them being in proximity, they spin. And that spinning is what creates this movement in the heart. That's how we visually connect to this energetic movement. So, and there's a whole other path that we could go down on that as well. But just generally, easiest way to think of it is that. So this little guy, this little bowl, he about jumped out of his little house there. I don't know where he was going, but he was taking off. Which is interesting, because usually when we see bowls jump like that, there's an intensity of energy that it's almost like a surge. Think of it almost like a solar flare. It's like this surge of energy coming up, and it literally knocked it out of its orbit just for a moment. And sometimes we need that, right? Sometimes we get in such a place, we're so connected, which to this idea of transformation, which can actually be the shadow side of Scorpio, instead of just allowing things to be. I know that's a big thing for me. I'm all like, how do I change it? How do I fix it? How do I transform it? How do I make it better? Sometimes I forget I need to sit in the beauty of the stillness of its opposite, which in this astrological pie in the sky, the opposite of Scorpio is Taurus. So sometimes we need these little recalibrations to remind us of, oh, do you ever feel that way as well? So let's go through and see how you do feel. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Hi Jay, it's good to see you. I didn't get to see you before. Hi Antonio. Oh, it's so good to see you. Ashley. Oh, you got to pop in while you were working. That's wonderful. Of course, and Sirkin joining us as well too. City, she said you had actually, let me pop up. I missed. Antonio, it was beautiful. Good, good, good. Thank you so much for your kind words. Antonia, sorry. Thank you, Jeremy. For all of you who don't know, Jeremy, my wonderful husband, is helping me from behind the camera. The screen that I read is very, very small. My contacts aren't quite keeping up with it today, so please forgive me. Antonia. Sorry, my friend. It was beautiful. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Anon, it was wonderful. Good, good, good. Great way to start your day. Good. Yeah. Oh, look at all your wonderful emojis and hearts. City, beautiful release. Yes, energy shift was real today. Oh, it was, wasn't it? But it wasn't crazy. Like, to me, it wasn't crazy specific. What I saw in the group is that there were so many different things that everybody was working, as we all are, right? Individual paths, walking towards mountaintop, right? We had all these little, very, very differing paths. So it was more just like allowing the energy of the bowls just to do their thing, not to get too much in the way. It was really fascinating. Jeanette, thank you. Oh, it's my pleasure. It was very deep. Good, good. It's nice to see you, Jeanette. Thanks for being here. Hi, Sandy. Beautiful. Oh, good. Oh, it was a beautiful blessing to you. That's amazing. Good, good, good. It was healing and illuminating. Yes, that is that light shining of the full moon. Takes us into... That's the other thing, too. I will just offer a gentle word of heads up. As a lot of times, too, especially during this particular eclipse. So a full moon's very illuminating anyway. But this full moon, coupled with the total lunar eclipse, will bring about frequently very strong illuminations. And it may not be information that we want. It may not be things that we want to hear, but it will be very powerful, the information coming towards us, because then we have the choice, what do we do with it? And it will ultimately it can always bring us towards our highest path, our highest choice of moving our life in a way that's to our highest good. So we may receive information today that's not comfortable. That's okay, that's part of it, right? We need aspects of that shadow side. Shadows aren't always comfortable for people. We always want to feel like happy and really beautiful and like have lollipops and unicorns. And whilst I love lollipops and unicorns, sometimes we have to get down in the trenches and be like, where my dragon at? I need to spread some fire on some stuff and burn things up so that my unicorns can descend and play with my dragons, right? Kind of a weird analogy, but just let that sink in just a little bit, because sometimes there will be words that might bring a little bit of challenging news, but ultimately, it is for our highest good. So, Anani said it flowed beautifully. Good, good. Allison, every cell dissolved into the warmth and love of the sun. Yeah, flow and expansiveness came to you. Good. That's good. Oh, that's beautiful. The golden suns are pretty powerful. I do enjoy a good golden sun. Dorothy, you felt it was beautiful, nourishing and balancing. I basked in the sun. Yes. Oh, I was thinking about all of our friends who are more, well, at least in this hemisphere, more northern right now, and the need of some extra light too. So I hope that was helpful. Lynn, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. That means so much. And sometimes, too, just so you know, too, if you've donated and I don't say anything, we do get it. Thank you so much. But sometimes the donations, many times, they actually don't even show up in the chat. So I thank you for all those. I thank you, Lynn, for donating. I thank you for everyone else, too, who is donating or has donated, and we just can't see it right now. So thank you. Hi, Anik. Oh, it's good to see you. Finally awake to attend your beautiful session. Oh, I've missed you too. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I can't wait to hear all about your travels. Lynn, with love and gratitude for this beautiful journey. Oh, yes. It is a beautiful journey, isn't it? Never a dull moment in this thing we call life. I feel like some of you guys might need, I guess this is why I'm doing it, I feel like some of y'all might need a little bit of extra energy boost to kind of rebalance. If you were sitting on a towel, you may want to go ahead and take that towel out. Oh yeah, that does make a difference. And so you can fully ground back into your body, into your physical space. But if you want a little extra boost of energy too, just go ahead and start rubbing your hands together. We're just going to do this for about 30 to 60 seconds. I'm going to keep talking, and then we're going to put this over our eyes. But just, if you're here, just keep rubbing. We want to build up a lot of energy. So, Amelia, you felt amazing warm energy filling you, like an amazing hug. Oh yes! Now you feel so calm and joyful. Good. Also, funny thing, at the moment you said, start to move my fingers, etc., my dog came into your lap and started to wake me up. She heard us. I love that. Animals just know. They just know, don't they? Oh, that's good. I think we have enough going. Oh, perfect. Just gently, you can cup it over your eyes like this. Sometimes if you want to put it flat, you do you, and just keep it there and just breathe in that energy. I'm going to put mine down so I can keep reading, but you keep breathing in that energy. And you may want to try cupped and then flat and cupped and just kind of see how that energy moves differently for you. Just something to kind of have fun with. Oh, that was so cool. I love that your dog came and helped you come back into this time space. Hi, Catherine. You just happened upon this. It's your first time here. So beautiful and healing. Well, I'm glad you were here, Catherine. Beautiful name. Thank you for being here, my friend. It's lovely to connect. Dorothy, you felt some tension at first, yeah, until you began to surrender. Yeah. My third eye was really pulsing for a while. That's incredible. Yeah, that's the other thing too. We really did. There was a strong need to connect to that, the third eye, the place of intuition. A lot of times we have a propensity to want to connect with the heart, with other people, and that's beautiful and wonderful. In a session like this, when there's a lot of us joining together and a lot of things happening, it's very different to have a heart-to-heart moment with a dear friend that you can then move apart from and come back and maintain your own personal space and integrity, and they can maintain their personal space and integrity. Sometimes the heart connections can get a little cumbersome in big groups. So a lot of times we really activate. I don't always tell you we're doing it, but we activate the sixth chakra, that third eye, that feeling that Dorothy, you were saying was pulsating, because what it does is that it helps us not get, you can think of it almost as like getting corded in, and there's nothing wrong with that. But always, our best healing actually comes when we do it. Now, we don't always feel like, oh, I don't have enough strength to do it today. I don't have enough whatever. And that's okay, right? That's part of life. And so sometimes it does help to have someone put their hand over your shoulder and kind of hug you and pick you up. We always need that pickup, right? But then walking, running, skipping, jumping, dancing is ultimately on us. It's the same thing with our energy. So being able to really flow within our own energy bodies is the most powerful place at which we can operate. So this 6, I keep pointing to this bowl, this is an A. This is actually 432 Hertz. But we connect to that because it really does help us activate this sixth chakra a little bit more so that we can find this really beautiful neutrality. So we did a lot of that today because the heart was coming through. I wanted to make sure it was still well balanced. And the bowls loved it. So, I didn't realize you couldn't see the bowl that I'm sitting here pointing at. I apologize. So, Sarah, it was beautiful. You find yourself inside the water, and I saw a beautiful sea creature you've never seen in your life. And in that moment, you felt so relaxed. And the message was, don't rush things. The clarity will appear in every step. Yes. Yes. I love that. Isn't it amazing how our guides, guardians, friends, whatever you want to call them, how they show up for us and the messages that they bring? It's so powerful. And it's so true. It's interesting. So, random fun side note, this is a wonderful jewelry maker out of New York, and it's called Intentions Jewelry. And so she channels very specific energies into these Swarovski crystal, because they're made out of crystal, so they hold frequency and vibration well, into each of the different bracelets. And one of the bracelets I have on today is Uriel, Archangel Uriel. And Uriel, I always think about Uriel literally like holding a lamp. over my path. So like, oh, that's my next step. Oh, that's my next step. There's a lot of clarity that Uriel brings. So that's really interesting that she brought up that your path will be illuminated. We definitely had some of that vibe happening today. So thank you for sharing that, Sarah. So beautiful. Tanya, beautiful, calming, definitely sitting in stillness and illumination. Absolutely. It's our pleasure. And that's exactly what the energy is today. It's, so as tumultuous and everybody's like, oh, it's a lunar eclipse and full moon. It's going to be terrible. Well, right. Anything can be hard, right? But everything can be hard. Everything can also be beautiful. Depends on how we show up for it and with it. How do we engage with it? How do we actively engage with it? So good for you. And thank you for sharing that. Nikki, I love all your emojis. It was enchanting. Ooh, yes. Well, every full moon and lunar eclipse is always enchanting. There's always something so magical about it. And your word choice is 100% right on. That divine feminine showing up, and almost in duplicate because we have the moon and Taurus. So Taurus is, we think about all the beautiful luxuries of life, of enjoying experiences, not just ourselves, but with others as well. So that influencing the moon, which is our inner world, our innery world. We're loving these very sensory-based experiences internally. And then we have Venus, the divine goddess of the zodiac, showing up in Scorpio, an intense sign, but a sign where she shows up in full power. So we have this really nice, very strong feminine vibe stuff happening, which is really cool. So thanks for sharing that, Nikki. Suzanne, beautiful. You can still hear that F-bolt. Yep, it really does. Did you know any sound that is ever created, any word that is ever spoken, any song that is ever uttered, remains forever? That's physics. Once a vibration is created, it just keeps going. It's what we do with those vibrations. It's how we create those vibrations that ultimately impact our world and make the biggest difference for ourselves and then for others. Pretty cool. Melanie, you loved this session. Your words are so kind and impeccable. Thank you so much. That's very kind. I appreciate that. Thank you, Melanie. I'm glad you're here. I hope to see you all again soon. And Lori, oh, good. I'm so glad this was good for you. It was grounding and connecting. Yes. So much going on today, so I'm grateful you had this. Yeah, there is a lot going on, and plus anything else we add into our lives makes a day that much more exciting. Well, until we meet again, my friends, know that you are held in the arms of divine love. I'm sending you my love as well. Today is a special day. Let's try to make the most of it as best we can, right? Some days are better than others, but today, may this be your best day yet. Whatever that brings, know you are loved. You are safe. You are provided for. And you are a blessing. I'll see you soon. Sat Nam.